All right, guys, what is up? Welcome in to Snuffing Torches, the Survivor 50 3-hour premiere recap. We're finally here after 25 years of Survivor, 25 years of Snuffing Torches, or I guess four or 5 years Snuffing Torches. We got myself, Nate, Clemmer, the most anticipated season in Survivor history, I would say, by kind of a, I feel like most maybe promoted. I think it's up there. I mean, winners at war, heroes versus villains. But
I'd say season 2 of Survivor was the most anticipated.
Okay, whatever. It's very.
It was a giant.
I mean, Clemmer wins in a technicality for sure.
Clemmer, you win in a technicality, but whatever. Very.
We're so back.
It's a fact.
You know, I think honestly, it's just the round number 50. 50 is just, it's a nice round number. 24 people, the biggest cast ever. The hands of the fans, voted on by the fans. Bunch of old school players, bunch of new school players. I thought that was a great first episode. I like I said, what did you guys? So I said to you guys last night, I was like, I really liked it, but I also had the benefit of watching it with a live crowd at the premiere where people are reacting, hooting and hollering, and also no commercials. But I watched it back tonight too to tweet and stuff, and I feel like it still was very, very entertaining.
It was great. It turns out when you have electric personalities who are great at the game all together, it helps that we know backstories and history and stuff like that, and we're excited to watch these players. So I'll credit to new players who come on. It's hard to captivate an audience. But when you have good players who are strategizing from the beginning and you have people that you're excited to watch again, like we can list them. I know we listed them last week, like who we're just very excited to see. And then the editing, no sob stories besides Mike White. It's very hard to shoot a TV show in a tropical location. That was kind of funny of him. But is Thomas?
It is a lot of what he does. Is a lot.
You know what? I saw comments. Where's the shirt? What a miss by me. Luckily I have the shirt right there. I had to go Survivor logo shirt for this. Great call. I just found it recently.
I thought you lost it, or you lost your moving shirt. But yeah,
shirt too.
But yeah, I thought it was great. Great person. Like, it's fun to watch your favorites come back. It's fun to watch them strategize from the beginning. It's Jeff was on his A game. It was just a great, and the editing was perfect. Like, I just thought it was really, really, really good.
It's fantastic. I mean, the cast is amazing. Electric all around. My only thing was I started the last hour. I found myself very distracted with the time, because then I'm like, all right, we have 40 minutes left. We have 28 minutes left. It's been kind of the last 40 minutes up until they evacuate Kyle is kind of I'll say a waste of time, but not a lot happens. And I'm like, all right, what's going on here? I kind of wish I had watched it as you did, Tommy, where like I wouldn't have access to like having a clock and commercials. To
no, but I still knew that I knew he was going to get meted back, just because you do the math in your head. You're like, okay, it's 2:10 without commercials, and yeah, it's like an hour, 50 minutes. And I'm like, they're not even doing a challenge yet. Like,
no.
So I'm with you. The last 45 minutes, half hour, I kind of knew that he was getting meta back. But
to full disclosure too, we had seen Kyle at the Mascots premiere, and it was weird. So Kyle, by the way, just quick aside of all this, because I'm sure we're going to word Kyle, but Kyle is such a nice guy, like a legit, like really good guy. I mean, we got, not like we're best friends, but we've had a few interactions with him. Just a really, really good guy. And he was like limping around at the Mascots premiere.
Oh, you noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't.
And I was talking with him, and it was so hard to talk to him because I didn't want to talk to him and be like, how, like, I assumed it had happened on Survivor, but I didn't. All I said was, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "So," like, and then we changed the topic.
No way.
I
didn't
want to tell you guys.
I was at the premiere with my dad watching it, and he gets hurt, and my dad's like, "Oh no, Kyle," because my dad's now met Kyle a couple of times. He's like, "Oh, he's such a nice guy." I was like, "He'll be fine." We saw him at the Mascots premiere 2 months later. He was fine. He's like, "Yeah, you're right." And then I talked to him after. I was like, what the hell? He was like, yeah, I know. Like he said he was in physical therapy. He's in a boot, and he was on a scooter till I think he might've said a week or two before he came to that. So the premiere was like mid-August. They started filming in June or something. And he was like, yeah, I was limping around and I was hoping nobody would notice. And
I thought he either broke his ankle or had broken his leg. I never assumed Achilles. I didn't even go there. Funny. It was that bad.
Like it's really funny in retrospect. When I talked to him after the Mascots premiere at the bar, he was leaning on the bar, kind of like favoring his leg, and I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, it was obvious. Like the poor guy. I mean, I know he's got a baby on the way. It looks like, and it looks like, and he obviously, like he said in the show, he just got married. Obviously, a winner. So a lot of things going for him. But I hope he's able to move around now because he's going to have to for this baby on the way. So.
Oh, he was last night. He was fine. He's bopping.
Oh, good. Okay,
he's fully recovered. Yeah,
good.
Let's start with here's what I'm thinking. We start with the beginning, the montage, marooning, and maybe Exile Island, and then we can go I think we should go tribe by tribe and just break down the dynamics on each tribe. I think would be easiest, ending with the tribal council. So let's start. I mean, that first 5 minutes, that montage, I thought.
Tommy, just real quick before we get into this, people in the chat, like, get Kyle on the pod. Like, we can't have current contestants on the podcast, but we can have people not on the current cast on the podcast. So we're going to try to do that all season.
Yeah, nobody on season 50 will be allowed to have on. Poor Rizzo. Rizzo, I think, would like he wants to be on Snuffing Torch. Like he's just such a Barstool fan.
What a dream.
Yeah, but he's.
No, but hopefully we can have Kyle on for 51.
Yeah.
No,
but yeah, we won't be able to have anyone from 50 on this season, but we'll find other people throughout the year. Yeah, I thought the intro, that 5-minute intro, was just incredible. The perfect montage, like laughs, emotional. I had goosebumps so many times throughout it when they show the plane on the runway and it's like the close-up faces of all of them. I got such goosebumps. I thought it perfectly encapsulated everything that has made Survivor a cultural phenomenon for 25 years. Cultural phenomenon, not cultural zeitgeist, from the Fishback episode. And yeah, I thought it, for anyone who wasn't hyped for season 50, I think that got you hyped.
Perfect length, perfectly edited. It was quick enough where if you didn't maybe watch that season, you still could just move on to the next thing and you get the next thing. But if you did watch that season, you really appreciate all those little morsels. I loved it. It was you had hyped it up beforehand, Tom. You're like, the first 5 minutes are really great, and it lived up to everything. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciated that it showed new watchers of the show how culturally relevant it was when it began, with people on magazines, and Jeff really like harped on that too. Like, we have like legends who are like mainstream, like superstars, and phrases like the tribe has spoken entered, the lexicon. Like, and then, as you said, Clemmer, like just great moments from every season. And it got me ready to go, got me fired up.
I also
and then Jeff on the beach, all he did was like give the greatest.
I was going to say that too, when Jeff was like, you know what I want from you? All we want from you is everything. I was ready to run through a wall. I was like, oh my God, we want your blood. We want your sweat. I kind of felt like Jonathan was ruining his moment a little bit. He kept being like, yeah. It was like Jeff has probably rehearsed that in the mirror for a year, and Jonathan's like, yeah, you tell him. I thought that was awesome. I mean, Jeff just absolutely on his A game, even with the, he's like, the fans voted, will they give you rice or night? And they decided to give you, and everyone celebrates the chance to show your badasses and earn rice. And then the same thing for the supplies and stuff. I thought beautiful from Jeff, like catching up with people after that, being like, I haven't seen some of you in so long. It really felt like, a big reunion. I mean, to have from Jenna on season 1 to Rizzo on 49, we're no reason to talk about the casting anymore. Getting to have that many different people from different eras, and we'll get into it, I'm sure, but like, you have that Colby and Rizzo conversation dynamic, like everything Survivor 50 should be. I thought that the beginning was just great. I thought that first 10, 15 minutes, whatever, everything through the marooning challenge was really perfectly set up.
Yeah, the other thing too is the flashbacks throughout the episode were perfectly done. It was never too much, but it let newer watchers kind of clued in. Also, just it was a nice little, even for us who have seen those seasons, it's kind of fun to go back and see them younger. I thought it was so, Tommy, I mean, that was just an expert level 3 hours of television, and it made me so excited. Not that I was already amped up, but it made me so excited for what's going on. And like you said, Tommy, just seeing these are the old cast members with the new cast member on the same beach, in the same tribe, just having, like you said, just talking to each other, even just like shooting the shit on the beach was just fun to watch. And all of these personalities are so electric and interesting and captivating that like there wasn't like a dead moment. I was enthralled the entire 3 hours. It flew by for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So one thing I thought was interesting is usually you kind of know your tribes, obviously when it's not a returning season. I was almost like, but usually because they tell you to dress a certain way on Survivor, like whatever your tribe color is going to be, they sort of say dress in that color for your game outfit, at least for your starting tribe color. I was like, I wonder if they were looking around and being like, what color was I told to wear? Who's wearing a similar color? But it wasn't like as blatant and obvious as that. But I mean, we talked about the pairings last week, or we went through the whole tribes. I think it's well split up for sure. We immediately get into the marooning challenge. Jonathan, right off the bat, seeing Jonathan do a challenge, it's like, yeah, he's him. That's Jonathan. It ends up being Vatu, which is the purple tribe. So if you're new here, we go by tribe colors. We got Sela, we'll call them the orange tribe. Kalo, we'll call them the teal tribe, and Vatu, we'll call them the purple tribe. The names they're just too much. But it ends up being Vatu, the purple one, that wins that. They get fire in the form of Flint. It was, and then we get the journey or the Sweat and Savvy challenge. Q goes from his tribe. I thought it was interesting that he went. I feel like in the past it's only the two losing tribes go, right?
I believe so, because aren't they competing for getting something?
Yeah,
like getting the Flint is what they're usually competing for, right?
Right.
Yeah, so this was for like pot, machete, whatever it was,
right?
And it's Q,
as well as a Flint as well.
Yeah, and then Ozzy and Coach. I mean, can you have a better start? Coach, when they're all saying, Coach, it's got to be you because he's the Exile Island guy. Not that they knew this was Exile Island yet. Ozzy and him have the rivalry, which I honestly kind of forgot about, which is why I think that flashback, like you said, was helpful. I knew they were on South Pacific together. I forgot that it really was the blind, like Ozzy costing Coach the win.
Quite.
The fact that we got Ozzy and Coach on an island together, making amends, and then competing in a challenge, and then automatically, immediately going back to enemies, and the fact that fucking Q was just there the whole time is, you can't script up a better trio to start.
Bro, one thing that popped out at me is all the new era people are friends, hang out, meet up all the time, follow each other on Instagram. The old heads don't do any of that. They're like, I haven't seen that guy in 17 years.
Yeah.
They don't keep in contact at all. Meanwhile, every single new person, we just had Applebee's together last night. They're all best friends. So that kind of popped out at me in terms of social dynamics where Ozzy and Coach hadn't squashed the beef from 16 years ago because they literally haven't talked, when it seems obvious to everyone else. How have they not talked about this?
Yeah. I thought it was perfect. And I think it's part of your point, is I think that people say that the first 2 years after you're on Survivor, you still get invited to all the events and stuff. So, it's only been 4 years or so of the new era. So they're all just kind of mixed in, jumbled together. Yeah. Some of these people haven't played in, 10, 15 years or whatever. So it's just such a fascinating dynamic. And I think Coach and Ozzy are two people from the old era people are most excited to see, along with Suri. And then Q might have been the most anticipated one from the new era. And the fact that we got a nice little moment of all three of them right off the bat was, God, it was good. I mean, and the challenge itself, Ozzy right off the bat, you're like, oh my God. It must have been like what it was like to watch Jordan come back after retiring and winning 3 straight rings. You're like, oh my God, he still got it. He's still the fucking GOAT, just way ahead. And then, he can't get the stick. And they make this, he tries to make this deal. Whoever gets it, gets it. Coach doesn't agree to it. Coach, the always honorable coach just
Yeah.
steals it right from under him. Ozzy does not take it well. I mean, I have no problem with how coach, I have no problem with what coach did. He didn't agree to that.
No, I don't either. I will say it was more like Jordan with the Wizards, though, I think, where you saw flashes of it and then like a huge mistake at the end that cost them the game.
Yeah.
This was tough for poor Ozzy. Oh, Ozzy, once again, kind of being fooled isn't something new. I mean, we've watched Ozzy, you've seen Ozzy get fooled a million times. Coach, the only thing with the coach thing is that I think he's figured out playing more like the new era, which is, I think, a pretty cutthroat move. And also, but doing it he never promised anything. I think what he did was completely fair play for him. But then seemed to have regret later on in the episode about it. That was the weird part for me. When Mike,
I would almost say Ozzy is the one that seems to be wanting to do more the new school, or he's like, I'm not Ozzy anymore. I'm Oscar. I'm Sly. And then we'll get to it. So coach gets the supplies, leaves, and then you have Ozzy and Q. You're now on Exile Island, and they kind of just laugh. And then it ends with Ozzy sort of swindling Q, where Ozzy's able to get the extra vote. I think Ozzy was showing some new school potential. He kept saying that. He's like, I need Cerie's help, but I'm going to be more new school.
I didn't like Exile Island. It's my one complaint about the episode. I especially in the first day, I think it's too important.
I think that's going to set, I'm going to put on my prediction hat, they'll incorporate gimmicks, if you want to call it that, from a bunch of different seasons. We had Exile Island tonight. We'll see something that, maybe Blood vs. Water. Who knows? We'll see some cool stuff from a lot of seasons.
I think then, though, it just risks becoming Ghost Island. Season 35, that was the whole theme. They just brought a bunch of stuff back.
That got convoluted.
I actually don't mind. So, my initial reaction, very gut reaction, is Exile Island, we're doing, a quote unquote twist or whatever. And this isn't something the fans voted on. We didn't vote to bring back Exile Island or not. But then I thought about it. Oh, yeah, sorry. Season 36, not 35. I'm such an idiot.
You're right. He's rusty. He didn't even have the shirt on. So
yeah. Something I thought about it more though, and it's first of all, Exile Island appeared first in I think season 12. So it's way more of an old school thing than a new school thing. And second of all, I do think it's a really good way to get people from different eras of the show together. The fact we didn't even see that much of them together, but the fact that you get Q and Ozzy on a beach together for a night, I think that's something people are looking forward to, is seeing your favorite players play with some of your other favorite players. And Exile is just a baked in way that really doesn't affect the game that much. You could argue day one it might affect it in the sense of you're not there to make new alliances, but it didn't really seem to affect any of those three. But other than that, it doesn't affect the game too much. I think it's probably just for them, it's this is a way to get some good TV of maybe two random players being together that you would never expect to be together.
You might be right. And to be fair, I did enjoy it from an entertainment perspective. So maybe at this point, I just got to take off my, my hat and say, producers, it's all you. Because I did enjoy having those two on a beach together. That was fun to watch.
Yeah. I agree. I think that, like I said, if I could have had a live stream of Q and Ozzy the whole time, that'd be worth everything. Just bugs crawling over them. But yeah, and then in the morning they come by.
Ozzy trying to make fire for no reason.
Yeah. Even Q's why are you making fire? Everything Q says makes me laugh. I love Q.
He's great.
Dude, Q's off to a hot start.
35 minutes later, he's after nobody could get it, he's awesome. And yeah, then Ozzy's able to sort of, Oscar, I should say, is able to finagle Q, get the extra vote. Q then goes back to his camp and is able to be I'm the hero. I got it. He got the supplies. Yeah. But he told them that he lost his vote. Sorry, I should have added that. That was a trade. Q loses his vote. He gets the supplies. He goes back to the camp and he says, I was honorable man. I beat Ozzy in a coconut race this morning. I got the tribe supplies, and he doesn't mention he lost his vote, although he did mention it to Kyle, but Kyle's out of the game now. So
what would you guys have done in that situation? Would you have wanted to keep your vote, or would you have wanted the supplies?
I would have wanted the extra vote for sure, because you could I don't know.
Bringing back supplies for your tribe is very beneficial.
You know what? I might go with that.
Yeah, that's what
I always say that if I'm coming back from one of those island trips, I just want to be able to be honest. And if you come back with an extra vote, you could say like, yeah, guys, I lost, right? But like Ozzy didn't tell them that he has an extra vote. He only told Sari. But, then, one day you're going to have a lot of these trips. Someone from your tribe is there with Q or someone from Q's tribe. It's like, did Ozzy get anything? Oh, Ozzy got the extra vote. So it is way more risky.
I would have gotten the supplies.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks to not have your vote, but those first tribal councils, you saw it tonight. They're usually such blowouts.
Right.
Where not having your vote might not matter.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you're playing a numbers game at that point, but you get so many supplies, and not just for your tribe, for yourself. So
yeah. So I think we covered all that from Exile Island, right?
Yeah.
Let's go through some of.
Let's cover the biggest storyline from the top of the show: Colby hating Rizzo.
Well, yeah, I was going to get into that. We'll go tribe by tribe, I think. And
okay, I see
the dynamic.
I see.
Yeah, let's start with that tribe. So that tribe, the girls, Angelina, Aubrey, Genevieve, and Stephanie, and then we have Colby, Kyle, Q, and Rizzo. We sort of immediately see Colby and Stephanie rekindle, which I like to see, rekindle this Heroes Alliance from season 20. Two old school players. They get a good vibe from Kyle. And also Kyle then wants to work with Genevieve, which I thought was interesting because we were all like, Genevieve's the most dangerous player. It's going to be really hard for her to get by. But right off the bat, Kyle's like, I want to work with you, Genevieve. I don't care how dangerous you are. And then, I thought the highlight to me of that tribe, like you said, the Rizzo cult, where Rizzo right off the bat, like, when it's Coach and Ozzy, he's like, Survivor South Pacific reunion, let's go. Like, you can't help but love how excited he is. And, think about it. He didn't even know. Like, he had not even seen himself on an episode of Survivor. Like, he had just played, yes, and he had a great show and came in fourth, but he had never even got to experience, like, going to Survivor events and watching himself on TV. Like, he still, in his head, wasn't like a real Survivor player, probably. And then 2 weeks later, I think they said they had 9 days between 49 and 50. He's back with Colby, with Captain America for season 2. I did think at first, I was like, Rizzo, what are you doing? When he's like, Colby, I got to give you some advice. This is how the game is played now. But I do think with Rizzo, it comes from a good-natured enough place where even Colby, who at first was like, my God, this kid does not shut the fuck up. He's so annoying. Eventually, they're doing the fashion show. We get a Q skirt mention and we view in episode 1. And Colby's like, you know what? This kid ain't so bad. And, they sort of have this father-son bond. And to me, like, that perfectly encapsulated everything we want to see in season 50. A legend from season 2 who was on freaking Curb Your Enthusiasm, for God's sakes, was like a celebrity, and a kid who just played in season 49 who is a super fan coming together like that is like, that's what it's all about.
It was out of the Tommy Smokes if he could script Survivor. Like Tommy, you would have handed that script to Jeff, be like, this is what needs to happen. Yeah. The young whippersnapper and the old rugged cowboy doesn't like the new kid at first, but then he comes around on him. Best line of the night, though, Rizzo, mid-sobbing, my dad's 47, which I was like, Chris Clemmer's 47.
Well, 46, but soon. Yes, soon. No, I mean, but Colby's older than I am. Like,
yeah,
so
Colby's
I mean,
in his 50s.
That shows you the age, like, but it really, I mean, it's Batman and Robin. I mean, you have this like old vet, this crusty old vet, and you have this like young enthusiastic kid. I love both of these players for very different reasons. That was, to me, I don't know, like I can't think of too many things I've seen in television in my life where you saw two different worlds colliding as natural as that was. We see it a lot nowadays with TV where they try to like bring back old TV shows and it doesn't quite work, and they try to have it mixed with younger casts, and it's weird and inauthentic. This felt, because it was real, it felt so. This feels like what so many shows are trying to capture, and it was honestly like it was beautiful. I loved it.
Wow, I loved it too. I'm moved by how moved you were.
Yeah,
I really was, and maybe it's because I'm getting older, and I watched Colby live when I was also in my early. I remember I was my college.
You were probably about Rizzo's age.
I was younger. I was in my college dorm. And then to see them now, and the fact that Colby's still doing this show and like seems to be doing pretty well with it, like doing well on the show. And I loved Rizzo. We got to meet Rizzo. He was like a great kid. Like, it was awesome. I'm like, this is reality show perfection. It's honest, it's meaningful, it's heartfelt, and it has stakes. Let's go.
Talk to him.
Clemmer's heart just grew 3 sizes.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love this episode. I mean, this is why we watch. Like, this is everything. And we've all been watching so long. We're so invested in this. I know everyone watching our show is just as invested. And it paid off. That's awesome.
Now, Clemmer, as well put as that was, not quite as eloquent as Sammy Dickens in the chat. I love how Colby went from not liking him at first and then got to know him better. A more
also true.
Yeah, but very true. And shout out Robbie Fox, My Mom's Basement, in the chat, showing the boys some love. We got to get Robbie to watch Survivor. We can just come on the pod. Colby, another moment I loved was, we remember Colby as Captain America, the most athletic, strong, handsome man. And then 25 years later, he's like, I can't hear out of my left ear. You got to talk to me in my right ear. Like,
and then he has to hold the map far away.
And he can't see either.
Yeah. It was so human. Also, I think it was Mike Bloom or Dalton Ross, one of those guys tweeted that on the marooning on the beach, Colby said something like, if you got the chocolate this time, I'm not going to pass it up. I'll take it. And Jeff said something like, I heard you, brother. We'll go when I'm ready. Like a callback to the famous time Jeff snapped at Colby in Heroes vs. Villains. So kind of wish they left that in, but maybe they thought people would have been confused by that. But yeah, Colby, listen, I think last week when I said I think Colby's got a shot to win, everybody laughed at me. I'm looking pretty damn good right now. I think he's got an alliance early on, and everyone's just kind of they're awestruck of Colby. I
still don't think he's gonna win, but it was a strong premiere for him. I'll go back to what I said at the top of the show. When you just have great personalities that everybody's loved throughout the years, it's just going to be such a better show. And like moments like that cannot happen on, with the Brooklyn Baristas. Like that cannot happen on any other season. And it just happened perfectly in the premiere. Like it was Clemmer just welled up over it. It was just fantastic. Yeah.
I don't think Colby can win. I'm rooting for him. I don't know if he's going to win. I don't know if he has the strategic chops to do so, but he might last a little while in this game. He doesn't seem checked out, which I love. None of these guys do.
So yeah, he was in a really good spot. Again, credit to Kyle. He was playing so goddamn good. I was watching and I was like, my God, he is so good at this. And keep in mind, these people got out to Fiji, started playing 2 weeks after they all just watched Kyle win Survivor 48. Survivor 48 finale aired in mid-May. Mm-hmm. They flew out a week or two later. So very fresh on their mind of what a good game he played. You would think naturally there's going to be a big target on his back, but no. He's so just charismatic that he's already got Colby, Stephanie, Genevieve, and a core alliance of 4. He's got Q. Credit to him, too. He's like, listen, I got to talk to Q. If there's anybody that can change a tribe dynamic, it's that man right there. It's Q. Q is, or Kyle's kind of the only person that Q trusts because he's the only one that says, hey, I lost my vote. But it is interesting. As good of a spot as we're saying Colby was in, he loses a strong ally in Kyle, and Q loses a vote, and all of a sudden things are looking a little less strong.
So one thing quick on that. So the alliance was Stephanie, Colby, Q, and Kyle, correct? Kyle's gone. Well, who plugs right back into that?
No. Genevieve was in instead of Q.
I'm sorry, Genevieve. So it was
Genevieve, Kyle, Colby, and Stephanie were the core 4, and then Q kind of just talked to Kyle.
So now you loop Rizzo in Kyle's spot. You still have Q on the wings. You still have enough. So I think that's a natural thing where losing Kyle sucks, but for those other 3 left in that alliance, you can just plug Rizzo right in.
And Colby lost his vote. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. That's why they're really fucked.
Colby and Q, yes.
Yeah, so they're down.
Q doesn't have a vote. Q doesn't have a vote or his only ally. Like bad for Q.
Bad for Q.
Yeah.
Worse for Q than for Colby. If that makes any sense. Because Colby can plot in Rizzo.
Yeah, I also don't think like Q will be the first target.
No, because he's been very likable so far.
I thought super likable.
I mean, yeah, he was super likable.
And he brought back the supplies.
Until he goes crazy, which I'm putting my reputation on.
I thought a little weird standoff between Aubrey and Genevieve.
awkward as
I
hell.
thought that was weird. Like, I thought Aubrey handled that awfully. Like, I thought Genevieve was kind of like trying to talk to her, and Aubrey was like, I don't trust her. I thought that was very, very strange.
Aubrey came off as a crazy person. No,
Yeah.
like we've seen her play before. She's obviously better than that. But in that moment, she came off horrible. Now, maybe she's a smart player. She can rebound. But, like, that was a disastrous situation. And I'm guessing there's a reason they showed us that, too. Like, I don't know if Aubrey's along for this game.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. Like, it was very strange. It was almost like they have some secret history outside of this show that we don't know. But, yeah, we didn't see a lot from Aubrey on this tribe. We saw nothing.
Aubrey acted like Genevieve killed her family. It's funny.
Yeah. We saw nothing of Angelina, unless I'm mistaken. I mean, such a big character in her season with the jacket. But you know what? I mean, she's kind of she's like a crazy, quote unquote. Like, she's a person you want to see crazy antics from. If she doesn't do a crazy antic, maybe there's just not that much to show from her. But yeah, I feel like we saw nothing from her.
Yeah, she was the invisible person in this tribe.
Yeah.
We didn't see a ton from Stephanie either, a little bit more than Angelina, but not a ton either. I mean,
a little bit more. Yeah, you got a little bit. Like, I was 20 years old when I first played the game. Now I'm back. Her and Colby. It was something. I mean, listen.
It was something, yes.
24 people. You're not going to get screen time from 24 people on the first episode, but Angelina stood out to me as a particularly low.
I agree.
Anything else from that tribe?
This is the tribe that I'm, like, rooting for the most personally.
Yeah, it sucks Kyle's out. I thought it was interesting. I do think too, we'll just cover his exit. So his exit, he told me that basically he landed hard on it 3 times in the immunity challenge. It was 3 different times. Like, he got up or he fell, and then he went to go back and help somebody, and then he tried again. So he landed hard 3 times. I don't think it hurt him the first time or for second time, but the doctor said, like, that many times landing on it is basically what tore your Achilles. And, I know we're saying that, like, oh, just let him play on a torn Achilles, but I get it from Survivor's perspective. There is, like Jeff said, an element of care, and you can't let a guy go around with no Achilles for a month doing physical challenges on a stranded island.
Yeah, my initial reaction was, it's not like exactly what Kyle said. It's like, is it life threatening? Then I'm cool to stay here. They gave him the whole sonar thing on the beach, which I didn't really like. I think at first my initial reaction was either let him quit or let them vote him out. If he says this isn't life threatening, like, let me play through it. My gut says it's Survivor 50. You have to respect that as the player. But then I kind of was like, I get it. Like, you can't just have a guy with a torn ass Achilles. Like, you just can't have him walking around a sandy island trying to compete. It's just that doesn't make sense.
I think you can if it's not going to have longer lasting damage. I mean, if it's
that's the thing, it would. That's what I'm saying. You just can't allow.
That's the. I think if it was an injury that wouldn't cause permanent damage, let him run around on a
I think that
who cares?
It would. Yeah,
he's a 31-year-old guy, just got married. Like, let the guy needs to heal his leg. But that sucks. It sucks for him. That's awful. And you wonder how tough he must be, because they say when you pop your Achilles, it is incredibly painful. So the fact that he was still going like, yeah, I'm good. Like, that's pretty bad.
He just did not want to go. He knew, and he just did not want to go home.
Yeah.
Good for him. A competitor. I love it.
Also from that tribe, forgot to mention the Billie Eilish idol. Genevieve and Stephanie are kind of looking around. Genevieve finds the Billie Eilish boomerang idol. Very funny, like the reaction when you pull it out and it says, hey, it's Billie Eilish. She must have been absolutely stunned. But basically, the boomerang idol is you have to give it to somebody. It was on another tribe, right? That she had to give somebody another tribe,
right?
From her own tribe. And if that person gets voted out with the idol in their pocket, it gets boomerang back to them. My initial thought is, so again, I think my instinct was like, why not just an idol? But for a twist on an idol, I do kind of like it. And here's sort of my thinking. And I know you said, Clemmer, in our chat, you were like, it would suck to think you had an idol. And
I would be so pissed off.
But I will say this. I think Survivor has gotten to a point where, like, maybe it should take more to earn an idol than just digging and finding it in a tree. You know, like it was one thing when idols first started and, you know, not many people were looking and there was a strategy to like, do you look? I think at this point, finding an idol inherently is not that impressive, right? Like it's just like, did you walk around the beach for a while? I do think adding a layer of strategy to, all right, you found this, but now to get the idol, you have to give it to the right person. I do like a little bit of that added layer of strategy, a little bit.
I like this a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they're doing this. I'm kind of idled out like the traditional way. You're right. We've kind of seen that already. My thing is though, I wish they had shown. I didn't feel real to me. If I open that up, I don't give a fuck if Billie Eilish sent it, whoever, Michael Jordan. I don't give a fuck who sent it. If I thought I had an idol and then I don't have one, I would be so fucking pissed off. And they didn't seem to care because Billie Eilish had her name on the top of the letter. That seems insane to me.
Tommy, can you clarify something? You said you want it to be harder to secure an idol, but to secure this idol, it just gets gifted to you.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a double-edged sword for sure.
Right. But
that's why I don't like this idol.
Involved with it, Nate. Like at least there's some thinking involved, and just I found it intriguing.
Right. I mean, do we like when they do the scavenger hunt and you have to shatter paint all over yourself and dig a hole and all that stuff to get an idol or an advantage? I guess
that's like, but to me, that's less strategy and more like, I don't know. Can you do this?
I guess my point is you don't seem to have like a perfect plan for what you want an idol to be. So why not just do the old fashioned way? Go look in the jungle till you find it.
And listen, I'm not against it, but I also was like, if you told me a year ago Billie Eilish was going to invent an idol for Survivor, I would have thought it would have been a lot of a worse idea than this.
I love you keeping kayfabe alive that she invented it and that
like
Billie
Eilish. I think she did. She might be a Survivor. Like Tyler Perry invented the Super Idol.
Okay. I mean, maybe she didn't. I don't care. Everyone cared so much on this show about the Billie Eilish element. It's like she's not singing for you. She just put her name in this thing that you no longer have.
No, nobody. There were more people that were mad about it. I thought it was crazy to be mad about. Like there were a lot of people like fucking. We're gonna have Billie Eilish and Jimmy Fallon and Mr. Beast. Right. It's all gonna be probably that exact level of involvement where it's about 30 seconds where it's like, oh, the Billie Eilish idol, and that's it.
But why would the people on the island give a fuck? That's my thing. Why did
they don't? It's to bring in.
They did. They were all like, "Oh, Billie Eilish sent me a letter. I don't have an idol anymore, but I got a letter from Billie Eilish. She didn't write you a letter."
What did we? Jeff Probst's handwriting.
What did you think of the choice to give it to Ozzy? And who would you have?
One more thing on the Billie Eilish idol and bringing mainstream people and using celebrities' names. Survivor CBS, I will run your Twitter account for free. You haven't tweeted since November 18th, 2023. We can't have the Billie Eilish idol and not tweet about the Billie Eilish idol.
Yeah, you know what? I meant to. I should ask them about that. I've wondered that as well.
They want to be in this They want to be in this like zeitgeist, Tommy. But they're not tweeting in 2 years. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it for nothing.
That's very honorable of you.
Yes. I'm not a very good tweeter, so take me.
What do you think about giving it to? I think Ozzy is a pretty damn good choice because he's but the only issue with it is he's probably not going to be voted out too soon because he's good for his tribe and challenges, but he is sort of the perfectly like arrogant guy who would get voted out with an eye on his pocket because, like they said, it's happened before in fans versus favorite. This guy, can we talk about Ozzy and Coach? We did. We'll get to it. I feel like we kind of already talked about it.
What? Ozzy and Coach.
Tommy's lashing out.
No,
he said it like 10 times in the chat.
What
He's
is
begging? Please.
What if they had given the idol to Jenna at that point? Would it have boomerang right back?
Yeah. Right?
They didn't know she was gone.
Oh, interesting.
Is that the point of the boomerang? Is the person?
No. What Connor is saying is that, they found that after tribal council.
Correct.
Oh.
So did they make they had a 1 in 16 shot at getting it right back.
Interesting. Maybe that there's chances that there's also a chance that they found that on day 2 or 3 and just in the editing moved that to later in the episode.
Sure.
To sort of give us more stuff post tribal council.
We don't know, but assuming the timeline of the episode.
Actually, if that happened, no, I bet that it would have been maybe like that person's already been voted out.
Because if that's the case, though, if that is the case, I would have not put it on Ozzy and put it on someone I think would have been voted first. One of the crazies on a tribe that maybe had already gone to tribal. I would have probably put it on Jenna or maybe even Sari potentially because they wouldn't keep around for challenges. You know what I mean?
don't know if they would have ever expected Jenna to play as batshit crazy as she kind of did.
Yeah, you do. Look at that. Well, then who else in that tribe? You would put it on someone on that tribe, right? Because you have a better odds there. You wouldn't put it on someone on the other tribe. Come on, Tommy. You're good. This is your whole thing. You're good at this shit.
I understand what you're saying but you're also going under the assumption that if you gave it to somebody who was voted out, you would have got it right back. I think there's a better chance that the producers would have said that person actually just got voted out. Give it to somebody.
They would have told you that then? That's pretty good knowledge to know. You're supposed to find out when they all
find out a day later when you go to the challenge. That's not really a big deal. I don't think.
That's a big assumption by you. I don't know. But that changes how I would have played the idol is what I'm saying.
I would think maybe that just wasn't a fact. Or someone said they give a list of options of who they can send it to. I didn't see that.
I don't know.
That's
We
the
can
case.
argue
You
this
figure
all
out who
day.
got voted off.
Yeah, let's take that out. Take that out of it, I guess. I think Ozzy is a good choice. Mike White, you might think is a good choice, although he probably would have just played it. Because that's the thing, you can't just go to someone who you think is an early target. It's got to be someone who could be a target and isn't going to play it. It's hard. It's really fucking hard.
Really, Ozzy would have been on my. Assuming that, like you said, we're taking that out of it, he'd be on my short list for sure. But like you said, he's probably going to stick around in the merge though.
But I mean, now look at Ozzy. I mean, we could talk about Ozzy and Coach a little bit. Sure, he's got a vendetta against Coach. I know people are whatever. Ozzy, like, I get people could be like, oh, Ozzy's salty or whatever. That to me is part of the Ozzy experience. Like, that's everything Ozzy and Coach did tonight was perfectly Ozzy and Coach. Like, they played to their true characters as themselves, and it was perfect. But Ozzy right now, Oscar, an idol, and an extra vote, he's pretty armed pretty well. So we'll go over to, or let's save that tribe actually because they went to tribal council. Let's talk about the Teal tribe, the Kalo tribe. There we've got Charlie, Coach, Jonathan, Mike White, and then we've also got Chrissy, Dee, Camilla, Tiffany. Right off the bat, a couple things. Mike White is ripped. Mike White is only there for a vacation. I absolutely respect it. He's like, I'm going to play the goofball. Like, he's like, why would I do this? Is it because I have FOMO and because it's, a fun thing to go on Survivor, and he can kind of come at it from a perspective of he doesn't need the money or the fame or the legacy. Mike White's like, I get to go play Survivor in the biggest season ever. Why the hell not?
Of course. It's the most relatable. I love how relatable that is. Like, to the point of it being like, you have a great life experience. Why not jump at it? Why not?
Yeah.
What's the alternative?
I also thought it was very relatable when they were like, whoever they were talking about White Lotus, and they're like, sorry if this makes you like awkward, us gassing up. I was like, no, I love it. I love that you're doing this. Chrissy not watching HBO, not having season 3 because you don't watch HBO Max. Very funny too.
Mike White's the best. He was great on The Amazing Race. He's great on this show. He's like, you can see why people are just drawn to him, like in Hollywood and stuff. Like he's awesome. He just seems like the coolest guy. And
I think he was probably a popular pick to be out early. I kind of feel like he ingratiated himself in that tribe pretty damn quickly.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Again, Clever said it. People want to be around him. Like, people are drawn to Mike White. He's also the oldest looking 55-year-old, and then he takes off his shirt and he's just like
ripped.
Flanders under there, just like the hottest 55-year-old. And like Tommy, what you said, he's just there to chill. He's there for the vibes. He's just there to hang out. And
stirred the pot a little bit when he was like,
and I was going to say that, and then just blows up Coach's spot in front of the entire tribe for really no reason besides just to be messy about it. Like, he's like, I might just say this, and then he does.
And Coach goes like comatose. Like
Coach was in hell.
Believe that his honor and integrity, his currency in the game. Well, I mean, Coach, I just a masterclass from Coach tonight. Like Martin Luther King quotes.
Yes.
Yep. Anything you needed, Coach. Like, imagine the quotes that he's come up with.
Wait, no, Tommy. In the first 15 minutes or whatever, he squashes the 16-year-old beef with Ozzy, and then immediately steals the idol from Ozzy, which we didn't say before. Ozzy jumped down 100 feet.
Yeah, I meant to mention that. That was scary.
I know. I kept waiting for him to come up lame. Because did he just like break his ankle?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's cool? A quick note on that. You know what's awesome? These guys aren't checked out. I always say that. Remember that one season where like Richard Hatch came back and he didn't give a fuck? And like we've seen previous seasons of Survivor where the guys come back for round 2 and they don't care. This group, even the older guys, seem to really care. Yeah. Like Ozzy jumped down, what, 15 feet?
15, yeah.
Like that's great. Coach is stealing keys. Colby's out there doing shit. Like, let's go.
I think it's the fact that they really do know what an honor it is that they were asked back for 50. Like that they had, because, you think about it, like, okay, Richard kind of was checked out on All-Stars, but, Richard, no shit, he was going to be invited on All-Stars. He was the first winner, and there were 7 seasons at that point. Here, they had 751 people to choose from, and you're one of the 24 people that they chose, and Jeff's giving you these speeches about giving you everything. Like, they know, they know what it is.
Yeah, I'm wondering if in the casting process, they were really trying to like snuff out who was going to compete, who was just there because, like I know Rupert did this whole video of like, I wasn't even asked. And he looks like hell in the video. No offense to Rupert, but he doesn't look like someone who can compete on Survivor. And it's like, that's why they didn't invite you. Like they credit to the producers and Jeff. They wanted people there to compete and run through brick walls and jump off ladders 15 feet and just play cutthroat. And it looks like they're getting that out of everybody. Like from this episode, it looks like every single person is there, like besides maybe Mike White, but he's Mike White, but everybody else is there just to like cut throats and play as hard as possible.
I know you said no offense. You said no offense. You said no offense to Rupert, but you did say you looked terrible.
He doesn't look like he could.
I know, but you can understand how he would take offense.
No offense to Rupert, but he doesn't look like he can last 3 days.
Poor Rupert.
It's wear and tear.
What else? I want to say also, I think I might have been too hard on Charlie, like saying that I wasn't excited to have him back. I mean, I thought he was pleasant. I think I forgot how pleasant and kind of.
You were completely fair to Charlie.
I'm fair in the sense of like I wasn't like thank God Charlie is back, but like he's a nice addition. Like he fills his role well. Him getting the toe ring from Coach. And also we're looking at him very differently if he does win. If he's he's a vote or 2 away from winning a season. Nobody's even questioning if he should have been back. I thought he was pleasant tonight. I thought he was fine, like fun to watch.
But that was your take the entire time. I think you picked him to win because of that.
Yeah, like, it's true. It's true.
What he did tonight is Charlie's entire game. He's good at Survivor. He's a people person. He understands dynamics. But I don't think you called him vanilla. I don't think you called him boring. He's just a competent ass player who can win the game.
That might be he might be too competent and normal. And I'm looking for like Coach freaking out because his honor was questioned. Also on this tribe, I mean, D is pretty clearly going to be one of, if not the first target from her tribe. You had the Three Alliance. What?
Chrissy's the first one out of this tribe.
No, they're all terrified of D.
They're all terrified of D.
Yeah, I think they're going to vote out. You said the first one out, I think, is going to be Chrissy on this tribe. I
don't know. It could be. So, yeah, because D did have – it was her, Tiffany, and Camilla at the water well, right? And they sort of made that alliance. And I was going to say – after D, I was going to bring up Chrissy was someone I was high on. Like, I was excited to see her back. I thought she was awful tonight. Like, I didn't think she – right off the bat going to Coach would be like, we got to get D out. And, they kind of even give her that edit where she's brushing her teeth or whatever with the bamboo. Like, I was like, damn, Chrissy, I expected more of you. Like, I've been waiting for you to come back for a while. Obviously, you never know, but not a great start for her.
Yeah, I'll steal this from Max Montana 9552. If D and Camilla are a duo and they work together, they can run this shit. Like, put their brains together, like they can do well in this game.
Yeah, Camilla also, again, same thing like we said for Kyle, keep in mind, was just seen on 48, known to be a dangerous sort of sneaky player. I like that she was like, I just did a whole season about honor and integrity. I am not doing that again. I like that. She hated that. Tiffany, we didn't really see anything from. I would say she was sort of the Angelina of this tribe and that we saw the least from her. Jonathan, you had people gawking over his body as his tradition. Charlie being like, we have 10 people if you count all his limbs.
Bro, he looks incredible.
Good point too from Sam Miller. Kyle leaving might be great for Camilla.
I agree.
Less likely to be viewed as a duo.
That would have been tough if they merged together.
Yeah. So yeah, this tribe, I would say this is the tribe where we can least pinpoint like that's an alliance, right? We saw maybe the 3 girls, besides all the girls besides Chrissy, the 3 others come up with something, but this would be the one where I'd be least comfortable sort of figuring out the tribe dynamics.
Yeah, who did Mike pair with someone?
Jonathan was going around trying to talk. He talked to Mike White a little bit. He talked to Coach. I think that's has potential to be a pairing. Because Jonathan was like, listen, I'm more of an old school player. I think I fit in better with the old school people. So that was, but we didn't really see a set like the other tribe. We saw a set alliance of 4. We didn't see anything like that here.
Yeah. Jonathan is just stunning. Well, anyway, what?
He's stunning. He's absolutely stunning. And then the other tribe, the Orange tribe, the Sela tribe, we have Christian, we have Joe, Ozzy, Devins, and then we have Savannah, Suri, Emily, and Jenna. I guess let's just cover the challenge quick because then we can just talk about the tribal and the dynamics there. Big obstacle course, simple puzzle, just the logo. Suri takes forever. Classic Suri moment. Like she's had so many of those in challenges.
Bro, she didn't take forever. She took forever.
Yeah, some players last night were saying like it was so much longer than it looked.
Wait,
like,
at the premiere they were saying that?
Yeah, like after they were like, I forgot.
Oh, that's brutal, dude.
One of them were like, it was like 40 minutes. Like it was like, which I guess means the puzzle just takes forever to do, longer than you think, because they did get to the puzzle they're trying.
Right.
So some people get it in one thing and it took her 40 minutes.
They're also, let's remember, they didn't have watches on them.
Yeah, so that just seems like the puzzle must take.
It was also in the middle of that, I believe, was Kyle's med check. So It probably felt they were probably just saying it felt a lot longer than the edit show.
I mean, it clearly took a long time because you could see the frustration on people like Savannah and people talking about it afterwards. When in our time, definitely she fucked it up, but like it didn't seem. You could tell by the way they reacted afterwards, it was a disaster, like that we didn't see.
I guess we've never asked any of the people who come on how long I think this puzzle was bigger than most puzzles, but we've never really asked how long a puzzle takes to do. It seems like over an hour at least.
We did one that wasn't in the episode. We did one that they did last year. It was a water challenge. You guys probably don't remember it. It was from the 2nd or 3rd episode. It was like a hanging fish puzzle. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. I do remember that.
I would say it took 20 to 30 minutes for us to do maybe. But that also might have been a smaller, I'm sure every puzzle is different. My guess is it definitely, obviously, it takes longer than they show. But it's not like it took an hour. I would say it probably took 20 to 30 minutes.
You know what made me so mad about Suri? Where she kept doing this thing where she's swinging it.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It doesn't work. If anything, it takes the balance off of what you're throwing. What are you doing? Learn from your mistake. She just kept doing it. It was making me so mad. Not a great showing for Suri. Obviously, Kyle gets hurt. Kalo, the Teal tribe, comes in first. They get a bunch of fishing gear. Batu comes in second. They get a little less fishing gear. Sela going to tribal. Funny, whoever said it, was it or someone was like, man, the White Lotus gym must be going crazy. Look at Mike White with his shirt off. This tribe, so I mean, last week we had Stephen Fish back on, and he's like, I'm really good life friend, or real life good friends with Christian, Devins, and Emily Flippin. I'd love to see them all. It happened. I was texting him earlier. I was like, I thought they were going to say the Fishback Alliance. Like the 3 of them all teamed up. I thought a very funny little edit between Devins and Christian when it was like, the boy and girl at the school dance, passing notes back and forth. Do you want to play with me? So you have that trio. Suri and Ozzy teaming up is awesome. That just warms my heart. Like, you got to love that. They played together before twice. Then you have Savannah, who just is outright and is like, I want to guess how I did. I won, which she had to do.
Well, no,
I
listen,
think-
I'm going to tell you from firsthand information
okay.
that the cast knew she had won. Like people just, it was like loose lips.
That's fine. That wasn't my issue with it.
It was
My
how
issue
she did
is
it.
don't make people guess if the answer is you won. Just say, hey, just so you guys know, I won my. Don't make them. You want to guess how I did?
Well,
Oh, guess I won. Like, don't do that.
I think she said it like that because it was an open secret and everyone knew that she
Well,
won.
just say I won my season.
I think it was like anyone want to guess it? Like we all know, like obviously there's 2 other winners here. They're split up on the other 2 tribes. There's 8 of us.
Fine.
7
Well,
of
I'll
you.
give Savannah credit there. Everybody else like no sold it. Like they could have been like, you want, like they could have gone along with it.
That actually the way it was shot maybe seemed like the editors were like, this was an annoying way to present this.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't blame her. If it is how Tommy is saying it, that they already knew, they could have been like,
I'm sure they already knew. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Right.
My thing is you don't present information that way. It's an annoying way to present information that's boastful about you. Not
Who are
the
you to
best.
tell a former anchor how to present information?
I get. Oh yeah, I talked to her yesterday when I did that challenge thing, and I was talking to her, or she was saying she listens to the pod, and they were like, yeah, you guys are mostly nice. I was like, I always say that I try to anything I say about a player on this show, I just want to be able to back up to their face if I ever see them. I think is fair. Where it's like it might not be the nicest thing in the world, but I can at least justify this is why I said it. And she was like, well, on that note, then I have to ask you, why did you guys think it was so funny that I hid my job? And I said, because it's
very
funny that like attorneys and cops have hid their jobs. And it was like this big secret that you were a news anchor. And she's like, but I wanted to hide that like people knew I was going to be like good at talking. But I was like, that's a skill that will present itself anyway.
Right.
You know, like that's a skill that will already present itself by spending time with you. People will realize that you can speak well. So I was like, I stand by thinking it's funny. And she was like, okay, I respect it.
In our defense and kind of her defense, we did end up agreeing like 90% of jobs you can somehow sway to make it like bad for you in the game.
Correct.
There's not, I'm a teacher, so I know how to, manage personality. Like you can come up with stuff for anything.
I'm a garbage man. I'm strong. Like you can, anything you do. I will say too to Savannah, like she's a great player. We're not saying that. I'm just saying this particular instance, I don't think was the best moment. Having said that, she's won the game. So
yeah, I was like, listen, you won. Like obviously, whatever you did worked. Yes. I still think it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah. So she though, I think is gonna kind of. It seems like be on the outs because, like we said, we got the fish. We're gonna call it the Fishback Alliance.
Yeah.
For the purposes of this show, Christian, Devins, Emily. We got Suri and Ozzy as a duo. And then Savannah and Joe, I feel like are going to be kind of more on the outs. Jenna, just how to not like. I appreciate that Jenna went into it with the mindset of I want to play new school and cutthroat and all this. But there's a difference between doing that and playing poorly. And she just played it a little bit poorly by being too. You can play aggressive. That doesn't mean on hour one you have to be like, let's everyone get Suri out and throw her name out a bunch of times. I guess what? I respect it more than her being a lump on a log the whole time, because we've seen players come back from early seasons and they're just kind of like comatose the whole time. I appreciate that she was going to give it an effort to play all out. Obviously, she didn't do it with much je ne sais quoi.
No, I completely agree, Tommy. Like she didn't play well. But you know what? She went out trying, and she was trying to make a big move. She was putting effort in, which is all you can ask from a player that hasn't played in 25 years. And, did she play well? No, but you know what? For me, someone who watched season 1 when it was live, it was cool having her on the show. I don't know. I would say, like, checked all the boxes for me. Like, it was cool she did it. I give her a lot of credit for going back out there. 25 years later, it's not easy to do. And she played hard, and she didn't play well. All right.
It almost feels like someone got in her head and was like, you have to play this super aggro style of Survivor. It's not the game you played. And it just seemed like she could have just been normal and she wasn't. And I was like, it felt off. Like the way she was running around like a just crazy person. It's like, settle down. And I don't know if she got in her own head, someone got in her head, or it was just bad luck or whatever it was. it did not work. And it was a very reasonable, understandable, albeit obvious first vote. Like her game did not work one
I don't know if it was an obvious first vote, to be honest.
I was going to say, let's also
it's not
say
who I
she
would vote
played
for.
hard, she played bad. All she really did was say, guys, we got to take out Suri, right? Like Suri, the girl that's a complete challenge liability that everyone loves. She's the queen of Survivor. We know how good she is at these games. Like, her plan was the right thing to do. And Nate, you mentioned when we were texting earlier, like Suri's telling her tribe, like, you know how much good I am at other things, how good I can be at other things for the tribe. Suri is a great player of Survivor, but like that's worse for everyone else.
Suri's only Survivor talent is being good at Survivor.
Yeah,
she doesn't actually, she's not good at any individual aspect of the game besides like playing the game. That's what makes her a threat. And like, it's like mind blowing to me that that she's able to like save herself in that situation when she's a wild liability. And it's just like, and they say it to the camera that her best game is the game. That's why you get rid of her. And then that's also how she's able to stay. It blows my mind.
She makes it to the final 3. She wins.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I mean, just the story, the narrative. Think about the players involved. They care about the history and legacy of the game. She makes it to the final 3. She's over. She wins. She absolutely should have been the vote there. She is out of all of these people playing this game, 24 people, even with Kyle with the busted Achilles, she's the biggest physical liability of anyone playing this game, and they kept her around. Just a really dumb move by them. So I think mistake.
Here's something that only got into my mind last night because I felt bad for Jenna. When Jenna brought up Suri's name, there's a bunch of people watching in the theater. It was the players, and then, you know, like I was there, for example. So it was people who are not on Survive. You know, it was like people adjacent to the show, friends and family, players too. There were boos. There were loud boos when Jenna brought up Suri's name, and then cheers when she got voted out. And I felt bad.
Oh.
I mean, people, I will say they kind of subdued it a little bit. I think it was more of a natural, like, thank God it wasn't Suri, you know, like, because people just love Suri so much. But it did make me feel bad for Jenna. Whatever, I'm sure.
John Rich, who,
but I was gonna say the thing. Then it started. I thought about that. I thought about John Rich saying last week, "I don't want to watch if Suri goes out first." And then it started to clear my head. It's like, is there an element of these people that are going to be like, I don't want to be the one that takes out Suri. Everyone's going to hate me, which I know you could say is stupid, and it's a bad way to play the game. Objectively, that
you are
is
taking words right out of my mouth. I wanted to say
but
exactly
it's human.
that.
It's a bad way to play the game, but it is human.
It's a very human television perception thing where, like, John Rich is new to Survivor, but he's a fan, but he also watches like all the reality shows and stuff. And he was really telling us last week, and like, Suri is like what people are tuning in for. She's this, like, reality show legend. She's played every single game across every network, every platform. And it's like, there is an element of like Ozzy teaming up with Suri, like, for like as Tommy said earlier, like, we have Suri and Ozzy together again. Like, there is definitely something to that. And I think we'll see more of that as the season goes on. There'll definitely be a lot more elements of, I'm keeping this person around because they provide social equity to maybe my game inside and outside.
I almost think we'll see less of it as the season goes on. Like, I think at a certain point, like, all right, maybe we don't get Suri out first, but like, it's like, all right, guys, there's 9 of us left. We got to get out Suri.
I know this. If there's someone playing a game like Survivor that people would be clapping for, that's the person you should be getting out.
Yeah,
of course.
But like, there's no again. This is the best group of people to ever play the game. If anyone shouldn't be hoodwinked by a charming person who also does other reality shows, it should be this group of 24.
Yeah. Like, I agree. I think Suri and Mike White are going to go further than they should because of who they are, and it should work against them. And they're just different. Like, they're just built different.
It's a degree of idol work. It's kind of like Boston Rob won season 22. Like, Boston Rob Back Thrive or season 22, he should have got voted out immediately, right? Like he should, like Russell got voted out immediately from his tribe. Boston Rob, though, has this certain charm and allure, je ne sais quoi, where it becomes an element of like idol worship, where you're like, I can't. That I guess is a little different because none of those are returning players.
Yeah,
but still, she's Suri.
Someone just said here, Clemmer, you're looking at it all wrong. Suri is the biggest shield in the game. She's not a shield, my friend. If she goes to Final 3, she wins. That's not a shield.
No, I don't disagree. No. You could be a shield and still be a winning.
I think she's way too. And also, she's not just a shield. She's a great strategic player. You don't want a shield that's smarter than you.
I think that, honestly, you know who I was really impressed with tonight was Emily Flippin. I thought she did have a good point where she kind of threw out, what about Ozzy? As kind of a joke. And then they're like, haha, but maybe. But I liked her logic a lot, of where she was like, listen, it makes the tribe weaker, worse at challenges. But you know what it does for me? It keeps that dynamic of Suri versus Jenna, which I always think is smart, where if you have a natural rivalry on a tribe, you should want to keep that along.
Yeah.
You want to keep that going as long as possible, because guess what? On a rainy day, if it feels like maybe your name's on the chopping block, you just throw a match onto that fire and say, hey, guys, remember Suri versus Jenna? So obviously it ended up going with that. But that, I was like, Emily, all right, you've got a really good – I actually got a really good strategic brain.
That's a great point. And maybe like first vote, people aren't thinking that way. And so I liked Emily looking bigger picture. I didn't really think of that in real time. And like, it makes sense now that you said it, though.
Emily had a great episode. And she's someone I wasn't a huge fan of going into this season. I'm like, I'm not the biggest.
I'm with you, Clemmer. Yeah.
She was fantastic tonight.
Yeah. She, you know who else I really liked from that tribe? Christian. I mean, not that I didn't like Christian.
Yeah.
I think I almost forgot how likable he is, because it's been season 37. So it's been 7 years or so since we've seen him play. I mean, he starts the fire with his with the glasses.
Incredible. Like, wait, how are we 7 hours into this episode and we're just bringing that up? That was
it's not the first time we've seen it in Survivor history,
but New Era doesn't do that. New Era just waits till they get their flint back. No, we talked about it in the finale of last season, I think, when I was like, nobody takes a stick and I don't want to do that on camera. Nobody takes a stick and like does that stuff anymore. It's just flint. And he took off his glasses and they made a fire. I was hooting and hollering on my couch.
Oh, it was awesome. I don't know why more people on Survivor don't do this.
It seems like it's like the easiest way. It feels like it's having a lighter. It feels like it's the easiest way in the world to make fire.
He's great.
What do? You put some fucking shit together and then you.
They had two glasses, and he talked about how like basically if you're nearsighted or farsighted or whatever it is,
and whatnot,
the curvature of the lens. He's awesome. He's smart, super likable. He's great.
And I thought he had a really good idea on the vote tonight, and I think he seemed like he might have been the driver of the vote, where he was like, guys, all right, it's going to be the easier vote, but Jen is playing erratically. You know, you keep her around. You don't know who she goes at next. Suri at least it's kind of the devil, to a degree. Like Jen is this new Tasmanian devil running around. And it's also like, hey guys, let's all have a clean vote together, because if we vote out Suri or we vote out Ozzy, we're at least upsetting one or two people on the tribe. Here we could come back as one big happy family. And I thought he did a good job of driving that vote.
It's like a very sticky tribe, but it works. Like Christian's doing his shtick, Devin's doing his shtick, and then Suri is Suri, and it's just like Ozzy's on that tribe, and then there's just Joe, just Fire Captain Joe, who's kind of thrown in that mix.
Yeah, Joe. I saw someone in the chat say they were impressed by Joe. I was very unimpressed with Joe tonight. We didn't see too much of him, but
Joe. He
was just like, he seems like he's still Joe. Like someone's like, oh, he seems like he's evolving, but he right after the challenge is like, I kind of think we got to get out Suri. Like, you got to win challenges in this game, which is fair, but it's such an old school way of thinking. And then at Tribal Council, when he's like, we could go into this and everyone forgets about, everyone's past Survivor resumes, right? And Christian was like, there's a 0.000% chance of that happening. It just felt like Joe still doesn't quite get it.
Joe, I said it. I'm too many of them watch this now. So I don't want to. Joe is so base level in how he plays that like I almost like start to respect it. Like, he's not thinking about anything other than just like
he did
gathering
like
firewood.
he did be like, oh, Ozzy and Suri is that's a dangerous duo, but it's also like, well, that's no shit. Like, but what Joe brings to the game is he's an incredible social player. He's a very likable guy.
He's such a people person,
and he's a good ally to have.
Yeah,
he's very loyal. Where it's like, because you saw it with Eva and everyone on his last season, and we said this last week. He might be the number one guy I want to work with because he's good at challenges. He's so loyal. But that doesn't mean I think he's going to win or be good at the
maybe
game,
he plays a brand of Survivor that like I can't wrap my brain around. Like,
no, you
can. No, like you want to keep him around. You want to be on an alliance with him, but he's just Joe. You know,
he seems like a great guy. He's a guy who'd like to grab a beer with.
He's just a great dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's just a great guy that he goes out there and he's just a great guy the whole time. Like, well, keep Joe around. He's a great guy.
I'll say this, though. There's two people on this tribe that have no strategy element whatsoever, Ozzy and Joe. On the same tribe that now is only 7 people. So that kind of creates a weird dynamic. We have, 5/7 of this tribe is strategic, but 2/7, pretty big number.
Well,
no
Ozzy
strategy.
Isn't, Oscar is.
What's that?
I said Ozzy isn't strategic, but Oscar is.
No, he's not. He's not. He's not at all. Like you saw him even trying to talk to people, and like it was like trying to explain his plan. He would just like stop middle of sentences. Like no.
Yeah, I mean, if Savannah and Joe were smart, they would team up with Suri and Ozzy, right? But obviously, we have the benefit of watching an edit and knowing that there's an alliance between Christian, Emily, and Rick. But maybe they think, all right, those are 3. Or Christian and Devin's played back-to-back seasons. They're kind of similar guys. They might be tight. They bring in Emily, and then Joe, Savannah could team up and form this unlikely foursome of 2 of the most recent players and 2 of the biggest legends on the cast get together. It's like, let's get out these middle people. I think would be an interesting. But we're able to see that
Savannah is the swing. It's whoever grabs Savannah, right?
Savannah could play in the middle and
target.
She's strategic, though.
She is very strategic, but she's also just going to be a huge target. Because
I could see Savannah grabbing Joe and be like, "Joe, you're running with me this whole game. Just do what I say, Joe, and we'll be fine."
But why? But again, why is Joe? Joe's going to be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
because he's nice guy Joe. What do you mean? Because she's charming Savannah. He's nice guy Joe.
She's not. No, she's too. She's too type A. I think she's too independent.
She needs to be a protector. Yeah.
The issue too, and we should talk about the journey. It's after the tribal. 3 people go. Savannah, Mike White, and Colby. They go on a journey. They have to either decide what 2 people do or do they draw rocks. They all want to do it. So he's Mike White. So I could understand your issue of being like, why not just have all 3 do it? Fine. But I get the challenge. So at first I was like, well, this is so stupid. So it's just to keep, because we had an issue with that in the previous season where we were like, so Savannah and Colby have to complete in this game of Jenga, basically. And the only thing you win is keeping your vote. That's not anything. And then someone loses their vote. I thought that was dumb, but I actually thought it was I liked the twist that the advantage she got, which is the block vote, was a secret that she only found out after winning. I think that's a good way to get around how on some of these journeys, winning, quote unquote, an advantage can just put a target on your back because there's information out there about it. So now, but Colby went back to his tribe. It was like, hey guys, I lost my vote. Savannah kept hers. They all think he's telling the truth because he's telling the truth in his mind.
Yeah, it was also unnecessary. 3 people went, 2 people played. It just we don't have it was
you could add
it grinded the episode to a halt and it didn't really add anything. I get what you're saying.
Why are we watching them play Jenga? It's so lame.
Yeah, it's just,
again I
we had a good thing going.
Yeah, that was the weakest part of the episode was that whole thing.
I agree, by far the weakest part. I think that there's probably an element of let's get these weird small groups isolated as much as possible to hope you catch another Coach and Ozzy moment.
By playing Jenga?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They obviously have fun with it. They didn't
I just don't think there's much there to do. It's not like you have a key that you can steal from somebody. It's like, oh, you knocked over your Jenga. Oh, okay.
And Colby, I kind of not kind of I wanted a longer cut of him going back to his tribe. He's like, yeah, I don't even know what happened. Like, I just lost my vote. Like, he was just like,
Yeah.
He was like, I don't even know why I lost my vote. Like, why? I bet he was like, just really disgusted by the whole thing. It's like, they made me play Jenga and I lost my vote, and now I'm here again. I don't know.
And Tommy, you talk about how, like, all right, it's cool they added this element where, like, it's a secret to Colby. Okay, well, she still goes back to her tribe and no one believes her. So it's still by winning, she's still kind of lost.
Yeah, that is true. And so I was going to say,
maybe it's her choice to lie.
That's
a
making
target
a
was
good
painted
point.
on her back. But at least now, if again, someone from Savannah's tribe and someone from Colby's tribe go off on a journey, and they say, "Hey, is it true what Savannah said? Like, did Colby say that it was just for keep vote and lose a vote?" And they confirm it. Then they go back to camp and say, "All right, Savannah was telling the truth." So at least like that you have a chance to keep it a secret.
And chat brought up a good point. Mike got the info about Coach, and then Mike goes back to his camp and just blows up Coach's spot and makes that awkward moment. So there is good future game that can come out of that. I just don't like Colby losing his vote for no real reason.
I don't love. Listen, I've never loved the losing vote. It's the most important part of the game. I'm fine with Exile Island and a Boomerang Idol. I don't love the losing vote. But I'm
based
trying,
on nothing.
because you couldn't balance blocks. But there is something. I don't know. Maybe there is something to me where it's like I think we're all sort of on the same page where we're more traditionalists and don't like as many twists in the game. But I think if you're going to do more twists, I don't hate it being on returnee seasons. As weird as that sounds, where it's like these are pros, they've all played like a normal game of the show before. Like throwing a bunch of shit at them and seeing how they adapt is, to me, at least better than doing it to 18.
But that's like saying, I don't mind when like a restaurant has spilled drinks over the place if it's a McDonald's, because like you kind of expect it, but like a nice steak restaurant, you might be more upset about it. Like just because it's like it's better to have it in this version of something doesn't mean it's good.
That's terrible.
Bad analogy, understood.
Analogy.
I just tried to do like the as to colon.
Yeah. If you think about it for long enough, it'll work. It works. I'm telling you.
But this is the nice.
Clemmer is just saying, just because it's 50 doesn't mean they need to do it. That's all he's saying.
Yeah, just because it's better somewhere else doesn't mean it needs to be done.
I think what your analogy should have been is that just because it's a nice restaurant, you should still be annoyed that a drink spilled on you.
No, I think it's better.
Because this is the
other useless element that I brought.
What if it's a Burger King?
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone's a king.
So, I think
it's a great analogy.
Let's just move on. I don't even know.
Think about it tonight when you go to bed.
So a McDonald's is to Ruth's Chris as a spilled drink is to a bottle of wine.
No,
I'm giving you the analogy you should have went with.
Yeah. And I prefer mine. Mine's much better and clearer. It makes more sense.
Clever has dementia. I don't know.
That's true. That is
Clever is legitimately losing his mind.
Like at least once a day in the office, I'm like, something happened. Like, did that happen? Like, my mind is gone. I'm shocked.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's got like his pants over his body.
I don't know what's going on half the time. I am. It's sad. It happened like the last 3 years. I lost my mind.
It's just 1974 Met statistics is all that's left up there.
I used to be a smart, sharp guy. Now it's like walking the walls.
It's the meme where it's the grandma and the walker, and it's like it's just like getting a drink spilled on you at McDonald's. It's like, okay, let's get you to
I didn't
bed,
say
grandma.
spilled on you. I spilled on the floor. It makes sense if you think about it.
The drink is on the floor, Tommy.
You're saying it wrong. God damn it.
Someone just said Clemmer ate dinner 8 hours ago.
Yeah.
Past Clemmer's bedtime. I'm losing.
No, that's not fair. I stay up late. I'll be up until 4 tonight. I'm not. That is
true. This is basically lunch for Clemmer.
That might be part of the problem, though.
Yeah,
that's a whole different.
God.
All right.
Trick.
Do we have anything else from the episode we missed? I'm going to look through my notes again, and then we'll do our end segments.
God.
I don't think so. I think we covered it.
Funniest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Okay.
I have nothing else. just if you are tuning in late, we covered all the Kyle stuff, the ultrasound on the beach. We covered Surrey,
Yeah,
Ozzy.
and if you're
Coach.
tuning in late, then fucking rewind.
We covered. I usually there's something in my notes that we didn't go over.
I'm so excited for like
we went over
whatever,
everything.
6 days and 21 hours from now to when we get another episode. Like I'm so stoked.
Yeah, it got me back into like, man, I can't wait for next week. You know, like I watched this episode twice. It was that good.
It was the quickest 3 hours of my life. Like it was phenomenal. Like let's go.
Let's do winner. Oh yes, Robbie Fox mentioning Tommy will be on Super Critics March 12th.
That's right. Talk about Superman 4.
Supergirl
is the next one. It's on Super Critics tomorrow, I think. Get Tommy Super Critics. That's gonna be a big spot.
Don't want to hype it up too much. Let's end with winners, zeros, and jib cuts. Let's start with winners. I had Charlie last week. I think was my official winner pick. He gave me no reason to go off of it.
He's gonna.
So I guess I'll stick with Charlie. But it's so hard, man. It's really, really hard.
That's the point. Yeah, it's 50. I think me and Clemmer both picked Genevieve, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like Genevieve a lot. We yeah, why not? Like,
yeah, no problem with that.
Shout out against time for winning a challenge. Yeah, I'll talk about that at the end quick. 0.0. I kind of alluded to it earlier. I'm going low key. I think it's Joe. I hate to say it, but just what we saw from him tonight, it just didn't feel like when. And I feel like I'm trying to think of people. I thought Rizzo got a really good edit tonight. I thought Rizzo had the redemption of the Colby relationship. He also had a nice confessional. Like it was the one that stuck with me the most. Maybe it's because I related to the most, but it really stuck with me. I thought it was really good. Where he was like, "I'm not just going to be a super fanboy the whole time. Like I'm here to prove I'm one of the greats. Like I'm here to prove that I'm a legend." I thought that was a really like winner's edit type confessional from Rizzo. I'm trying to think of other people that had like winner's edit type feels. Christian, I thought with his son. Talking like a secret.
That was a cool moment. Yeah,
it's like my son's gonna see this one day. Trying to think of other. Was there anything else? Like, I mean, Coach Ozzy Surrey, like they had a lot of screen time just from being.
So this is you're saying 0.0.
No. Sorry. Right now I'm talking. I was sort of still on winners.
Okay.
I was talking about people who I thought had really.
Yeah, I don't know where you were going with that either.
All right.
I got distracted. I was just going off on people who I thought had really good winners edit moments.
Got it.
That was a worse ramble than my analogy.
It was not. 0.0. I'm not ready. I know I see people in the chat saying Aubrey because of her weird interaction with Genevieve. I'm not ready to say that call yet. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Angelina. I don't think Angelina had a really good shot to win to begin with, and we saw absolutely nothing from her tonight. I'll go with Angelina.
Can we pick the same person we picked the last week, or
yeah, why not?
So Mike White. Like I mean, Mike White's not gonna win the game.
Mike White's not going to win the game.
They're not going to get the money. Like it's just like
he's almost he's like a free space,
but like he's not going to win the game
for 0.0. So I don't think I might have said Ozzy. I think Tommy's right. Angelina's not going to win. Stephanie's not going to win. But yeah,
who are you taking then? Because you take him once, you can't take him again.
Oh, you know what? I think I put an official 0.0 on Q.
Is that you're officially doing that?
You did that last week, I thought, or no?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna stick with Q.
Okay.
All right, and then jib cut. I kind of said it earlier. I'm gonna give it to Christian. Charlie was up there for me too, but Christian to me was the number. Like obviously, you know, there's Q and there's Coach, all these people, but Christian I was like, man, I forgot how goddamn likable you are, Christian.
If Christian was an old school player and not on 37, he'd be a much bigger legend. He's just a good Survivor player, a likable Survivor player. He says all the funny quick, you know, he would have flourished if he was an old school player. Not that he didn't flourish, but you know, it's 50. He played on 37, and he hasn't really been in the what, Tommy? The cultural zeitgeist. So this is pretty big for him, and I think if and when he goes far, it'll be just like great. Like that's like a new school superstar, Christian.
Yeah.
My jib cut goes to. I think there's only one answer for who the jib. I don't want to take Clemmer's. I think me and Clemmer were going to have.
Are
the
you
same
going to say
one.
Kyle?
No.
Oh, I was going to say honorary jib cut to Kyle.
Colby. it just he's just a fucking legend, Colby. He's back and just he stole the show. He's like just this rugged cowboy now with bad hearing and no eyesight, and he just was a pleasure to watch on TV again. And he's going to play hard, and he's going to play right, and it's just I'm excited to watch Colby.
Yeah, so we're giving Kyle an honorary jib cut. I like that.
Honorary jib cut.
I'm going to give mine to Jenna.
What?
Because like she hadn't done this in 25 years.
She tried.
To go back and do this and like be willing to fail on national TV, and I think also like put in her best effort. Like I take some courage, it takes some guts, and that's not easy to do. I can't imagine going back and doing something I did 25 years ago and probably is most known for, and then but willing to like fail again. And like that's pretty cool and pretty admirable. And like, I don't know, I thought that was pretty good, pretty badass. So I don't know. And also like honorary jib cut to like just the whole show. This was just awesome 3 hours of TV.
Yeah.
I'd like to give
it last night. So, we go to these Survivor events. Honestly, at this point, and we don't say this from a way that Snuffing Torches is the biggest show in the world, but a lot of these new era players, they're more likely to listen to the podcast or follow us talk about Survivor on Twitter than the old school players, right? Like I think the new school players, we'll hear from, I don't know, at least 5 or so players a year. They're like, oh, I want it, which like I totally get it. They were saying to me yesterday, Sophie, Savannah, and I was like, yeah, if I was on the show, I'd listen to every fucking podcast that there was about me. But I knew,
and like we met Suri, and like she had no idea who we were.
So I was gonna say, Suri has no idea who we are.
Why is this weird skinny old man coming?
Colby is somebody who would have no idea who we are. But I was like, I was sitting next to him for a while. I didn't say anything. At the very end of the night, I said, it's like, hey, Colby, just want to say my name's Tommy. I work for Barstool. Big fan. Great to see you here. Glad to see you back. I knew he'd have no idea who I am, but I purposely said Barstool because in my head, and I was right, I was like, Colby's a guy who's going to hear and he was like, oh, Barstool. Well, we're a big fan of Barstool. And he was with his wife. I was like, Colby's a guy that sees the pizza reviews.
Yeah.
Or he sees Dave on Fox News. Yeah. And he's like, I love Barstool. So I knew dropping that in there would be like, I was like, I bet saying that Snuffing Torches will mean nothing to Colby. That might mean something to Rizzo, but Barstool will. And I was correct in that call. So nice. Yeah, nice guy. A correct read by me on Colby.
Well, congratulations for that correct read, Tommy. Also, congratulations for what you did yesterday. That was actually pretty good. I don't want to give Tommy too much credit, but I was pretty impressed what you did yesterday.
Yeah, if anyone didn't see it on the
Tommy stood on a pole. Great job, Tommy.
Listen, it was hard. We did the, hand on a hard idol challenge, me, Hannah, Kosh, who I did the influencer thing with, and then Jesse and Sophie, Sophie from 49, Jesse from 43. I was stunned that there were 4 players in it. Like, they asked me to do this last week. I thought it was going to be like, yeah, maybe Hannah or someone else. And then when I saw that, I was like, why am I in? Like, what a weird mix of people this is. I thought, my memory of Hand on Hard Idol, very different. I forgot how much balancing is required. I was like we were even talking about in the office last week. Connor was like, oh, we want to put my hand on a fucking wall for 4 hours. Like, we're all going to win. Like, we're all going to win. The balance, those little things you put your feet on are a lot smaller than it looks. And I'd say most of it wasn't too bad. That back foot, my back foot was in so much pain. And today I'm incredibly sore. But just dug deep, as Jeff would say. Dug deep, and I do have word that Jeff did see me win the challenge. Oh. So talked to him a little bit about it yesterday. I was like, Jeff, you saw I won your little challenge, and he was like, I did see, very impressive. And we talked a little about maybe something happening in the future, but we'll see. Day at a time. Just got to do what I can for now.
They keep using you and stuff, man. They keep using you and stuff. It's not a bad thing.
It seems like I'm on their mind. It seems like I'm on their minds. But yeah, shout out to Jesse. I know like he, was like super in it. So he was a great competitor. And honestly, if he didn't get called on that technicality, like we weren't allowed to put our hands on our knee anymore, I think I might have had 10 minutes left in me, which I know he doesn't want to hear. But I told myself, like, I'm never going to get off of this like voluntarily. But I think it would have actually come to a point where I felt my back leg, like it was going to collapse. I was just going to fall off the pole. But so it happened at the right time.
So what did you win exactly?
6 free nights in Fiji at a resort. I forget the name of the resort. Traveler or Tide or something. I negotiated lay down seats, which I kind of felt bad about. But like when we flew to Fiji for the influencer thing, we got the laydown beds on Fiji Airwaves. And I know the players don't. And they were like, what the hell? But I was like, that makes sense. You're there to like play Survivor. Like we were on an influencer trip. And so I was like, during it, I think it was just me and Jess. I was like, I got to ask, like, we're getting lay down seats, right? Kind of expecting that like we were, like the prize was definitely lay down seats. But then Devins and Savannah, who did a great job hosting, were like, oh, I just got word from the Fiji Tourism Board. They're watching. They will give you lay down seats. So I have lay down seats and I have a +1. The issue is I don't know who to take on this trip because it's the perfect thing to take a girlfriend on, but I haven't really wanted a girlfriend, but this is the first time where it's been like, maybe this is a reason to get a girlfriend.
Not turning 30 and living a lonely life.
That's part of it. Like, I don't want to go with like a friend, like, you know, because it's one room. Like, I could do that. Worst comes to worst. I'm not going to go with like a family member. I could go with a friend. Part of me is like going alone might be nice, you know, turning 30, like little self-evaluation trip or whatever, get away. But I probably should just get a girl.
There's also, you know, if you bring a friend or co-host of a podcast, they can get another room at the resort, just like book a room.
Yeah, they could, but
they could.
Yeah. So Nate wants to go with you.
I don't want to go anywhere with Tommy. I don't want to go anywhere with Tommy for 7 days.
That's not true. You're
going. That's the other aspect of it. There's so few people.
Tommy wearing that shirt for 7 days.
That's a long time.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah. You'd have to. This isn't a girl you dated for a couple months. It's a girl you dated for like.
This has to be a girl I could like. I am in my mind though. I'm like, because I haven't talked to. I'll like reach out next week for like the details. I'm gonna assume I have like a year to cash it in, right? I would assume they give me I'm sure I'm gonna get to pick the dates. I don't think they would pick the dates for me. I'm sure it's like, hey, you have maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 9 months, maybe it's a year, whatever it is. I'm sure I have a set amount of time where it's like pick you know the vacation by then. And so whatever it is, whether it's the next 9 months, I need to treat this like this could become a rom-com one day of a guy trying to find a +1 for his trip to Fiji.
Or you could just maybe, because you're getting old, settle down maybe.
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're almost
going to find a bimbo at a bar.
You're 30 years old.
You made the most senile analogy I've ever heard.
I am old. I know old. You're old.
No, Tommy, you just didn't get it. The drink spilled on the ground. Like,
yes.
I am not drinking Mincy.
I'm old. I'm admitting it. Tommy needs to admit this. 30 years old. I mean, it's not young.
29.
Not young. Well, it's 5 weeks. Come on, stop. Who are you fooling?
Well, that's a while away.
Yeah,
I think statistically, hold on. I'm trying to do the math in my head quick. I think I might statistically be closer to my college graduation than my 30th birthday.
No, you're 5 weeks away from your 30th birthday.
Hard. It's tight.
Yes.
It's a little tight. But all right, that's it. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe. We'll be live, or at least, you know, I mean, there's no reason we can't be live every it won't even be 11 p.m., 9:30 p.m. It's weird. That's not going to be 3-hour episodes. I'm ready for 3-hour episodes. 9:30 p.m. every week. Like, subscribe. Great turnout tonight from the Snuffheads.
Great turnout, Snuffheads.
Get that coming all season long. Yeah, thank you guys. It was great to see Survivor 50. We've waited for so long. 3 hours. Did not disappoint. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.